Hello all, and welcome to a Movie Bears podcast car riding review of the Grandmaster. I'm Brad Harris, and my partner...
Hi, I'm Jim Poliafco.
We'll be giving you some quick and dirty thoughts on whether you should go see the Grandmaster, the new highly stylized film detailing sort of an awesome kung fu action piece with a pretty awesome narrative, actually. But before I get too deep into my thoughts, I'm going to kick it over to Jim, and he can give us some recommendations on whether he thinks you should see this in theaters now or wait for Blu-ray.
Yeah, first of all, I would say if you have any interest at all in the martial arts, this is kind of a must-see film, I think. But beyond that, like if you're like me, don't really have a big interest in the martial arts, this movie has a lot more to offer. It's gorgeously photographed. The music is awesome, and the narrative was really surprisingly rich and touching. So again, don't just think it's just a martial arts movie. This movie is much more layered than that, and I loved it.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. You know, like cinematically speaking, it's pretty incredible visually. There's a lot of stylistic choices made for how the material is presented to the audience that I think is very pleasing. I think especially if you see it on the big screen, and this is my recommendation, to see it in the theater while you can. It's pretty awesome, actually. You know, typically for me, like kung fu movies, I used to love them as a kid, and then all the Matrix movies came out, and while I enjoyed the first one, you know, the second and third installments, I don't know, they just kind of soiled me on the whole, like, kung fu martial arts action thing. It made me roll my eyes more than anything else. And then add in, like, all the Jet Li movies that came out, and Jackie Chan, and blah, blah, blah. So this was the first martial arts movie in a long time that actually made me sit up and take notice and take it seriously. And I think a lot of that is because it has such a fantastic narrative behind it that ties the action together and actually makes it make sense within the scope of what's going on.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, like I said, this one has a really great narrative. It's got a historical perspective regarding China after the war, and you know, how the families that developed these martial arts kind of came into being and taught and mentored people in these martial arts. But it also had a beautiful love story without giving too much away. And yeah, this film really grabbed me in an unexpected way. So if you do have a chance to see it, give it a chance.
And also, this really isn't a spoiler because it's included in some of the promotional materials. There's a really cool Bruce Lee tie-in here. So if you enjoyed the Bruce Lee films, if you're a fan of Bruce Lee in general, this film isn't really about Bruce Lee, but it may shed a little bit of light on sort of you know, his beginnings and sort of the legacy that kind of goes along with him. So if that's something that interests you, if you love Chinese culture, not just the food, although many of us do, it's definitely something that you know, Jim and I both feel is worth your dollars at the movie theater.
Absolutely. You know, give it a chance. If you want a different cinematic experience, you want to see some beautiful cinematography, great action sequences, and a wonderful narrative that will grab you, go see The Grandmaster.
Absolutely. We hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Feel free to leave us some comments and let us know. And check out our show later this week for our favorite back-to-school movies. Have a great one, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye.